Steve, a very costly first 45 minutes.
Yeah, that 45 minutes where it was atrocious, wasn't it? In everything we'd done. And the defending for the 2 goals in particular, I'll look at it back, but it's as poor as it can get, really, especially the calibre player that's on there. And I think we're unlucky in the first half at the other end. We had a couple of blocks, etc. But listen, we could have been 3 or 4 down at half time, so there's no excuses. We tried to affect it after the second goal went in. We affected it again at half time. You've just seen me speak to the head of referees there for the Football League, and he said 80% of the play in the second half is around the Rochdale goal. But when you play 45 minutes like that, then you're not going to win, especially against a team led by Jim Bentley, who's a fighter himself. So it makes it difficult for us.
2 goals down inside half an hour, and you made 2 changes as well. Really brutal.
Oh, it's not about being brutal. It's if we'd have kept it as it is, I feared we'd have turned further behind. So we had to bring a stability to it. So we changed the shape a little bit and plugged some gaps that they were finding. And they shouldn't be finding those gaps, but we just weren't doing our job. So we changed it, and then we changed it at half time just to affect a more adventurous system. Which, listen, it worked. We've made 5 or 6 good chances in the second half and don't take any of them. And we needed a goal, I thought, 10, 15 to go latest, to make them defend even deeper because they were already deep. But we never took the chances that came our way.
I think we counted 28 chances, only 4 on target.
Yeah, listen, I think the last second sums it up when Rob hits the post, it goes back to Jake, it's an empty net and he smashes it over. And he was good when he came on, to be fair, so it's a bit unfair to mention him. But we had enough entries into their box in the second half to certainly to get on the score sheet, not only once but more than once. But if you turn up and you defend like that and play like that and lack everything that we're good at for 45 minutes, you're not going to win, not in League Two.
How do you move it forward now? Obviously, you know what you've got to do, but how do you actually get the players to deliver?
Well, listen, I've said for a long while we need to come out to Rochdale and settle everyone down. And so we'll come in tomorrow, which is very unusual for us. But we'll come in tomorrow and we'll break down what's going on, not only today, but the last 3 or 4 weeks. And we need individuals to bring the performances back up to the level they were early in the season and around Christmas. In particular, if you look at, we get out of jail a bit at Wimbledon on Tuesday, didn't we? We didn't start well for 45. We were really poor again, and we changed it, and it affected it. I think if there was 1 goal in at half time today, we'd probably go on and win the game second half because there's a belief that you're not too behind. So, but how do we do it? We'll go in. We'll go. It's not a case of going back to basics. We've got good players. We're still in a great position from where it is, but any advantages that we built up, earlier before this run of games, if you like, before February, that error for margin is a margin for error. Has disappeared.
Can you put your finger on what's caused the slowdown in momentum?
Individual performances. That's the only way you can conclude that. Team performance comes from individuals. I think in the last month, I'm not including today, I thought the referee was good today and we got beat. Referee, when we last got beat 2-0 at Stockport, was very good. The rest have been absolute rubbish. And bordering on credibility really with some of the decisions, hence why the head of referees is here today. But my first words to him, I've got no complaints with Sebastian. Sebastian was honest today and decent, so we've had a bit of, call it unfortunate, or people with agendas in February that we've also had to deal with. So it's not just the players, but the players ultimately and the staff, led by me. We need to turn this round.
Got some injuries as well. Any sign of them coming back?
Well, we hope so. You can see Luther and the TVC tenants were up with us today because they're progressing rapidly now. But I'm not a manager for making excuses, but when you lose your goalkeeper, when you lose your right back, when you lose one of your central defenders, when you lose your left back, all in the space of 3 weeks, it's pretty hard to take. It's 4 of the back 6 that have been really effective for us. But we need to play better. We're in a great position, 13 games to go. The journeys in large, apart from Carlisle away, are finished. And so we've got a clean break this week. We can get on the training ground and walk again, because that's what we need to do. And then we'll play a difficult game against Walsall next Saturday at the Lamex.
Thanks, Steve.